Welcome to the Business of Style podcast with me, your host, Louisa Gabriel. I'm a personal stylist and image strategist who grew a successful six-figure business, and now I'm educating and empowering other personal stylists and image professionals just like you to do the same. So please keep listening to hear the lessons I've learned and the strategies I've used along the way that are guaranteed to take your personal styling career from side hustle to six figures too. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past year, you've probably noticed that seasonal color analysis has made this big resurgence, and that's pretty much thanks to social media. It has increased in popularity once again. What was a system that we saw first introduced back in the 80s is back big time. And if you spend any time on TikTok or Instagram, I'm sure you've seen all the videos of other stylists out there color draping their clients, or people trying to use apps and filters to figure out what their color season is. This resurgence in popularity is a great opportunity for you as a personal stylist to lean into this and grow your business by offering color analysis services if it's something that you don't already offer. But if you don't offer it, is this really something that you should think about for your business? Is it going to be something that is beneficial to you and grow your business for the long run? Well, let's talk all about color analysis in this episode and see if it is time for you to cash in on this popular trend. So for many stylists, color analysis is one of the skills that they seem to find most challenging. A lot of stylists really seem to struggle with the concepts of color analysis and being able to determine somebody's color season. And because of this, it leaves them very hesitant to add it to their services. And maybe this is something that you have been feeling. Or maybe you were trained in color analysis before and you're just kind of lacking that confidence in your skills, and you question whether your analysis is correct, or you're struggling to see the best colors for your clients. So why is this? Why do we seem to find color analysis such a challenge? Why is it so hard? And is it actually really that hard? Well, truth be told, it isn't that hard. Well, I should rephrase that. It shouldn't be that hard, because when you follow the right system, and color analysis has a system, it's based on science. And science, as we know, gives us objectives. It gives us the steps and processes to guide us in the right direction to find the results, and the results being the right season for our clients. So why do stylists find it so challenging? Well, let's talk about some of the most common reasons that I see. First of all is they don't choose a science-based system. There are many different color analysis systems out there, many different trainings out there, and some of them have very different processes than others. And I think we often fall for this trap. It's almost like a marketing tactic that we fall for sometimes. Is there's this desire to have the newest and the greatest and the best and the most advanced. Think of it with a phone. If you have an iPhone, your phone can be working perfectly fine and do everything that you want it to do. But when you hear that the iPhone 16 is coming out, that can often make you want it, even though your phone is fine and it does its job and it does exactly what you need it to do. So this happens in all areas in our life. And I think it happens a lot with color analysis. When people see these different systems out there, they think that, well, that's a newer system. I have to use that system. That's going to be much better because it's newer, it's more advanced, it's got new seasons. It's not a 12-season system. It's got 16 seasons in it. It's got 18 seasons. We're looking for that newest and what we believe is going to be the best. And this leads us down the wrong path when it comes to color analysis. The 12-season color analysis system is the only 100% science-based process. And so when you're seeing these 16 seasons, or even I did see a 22-season process when I was doing some research, when we see those, they're not 100% science-based. And we fall into that marketing tactic of buying and having the latest system. But because anything beyond 12-season system is not 100% science-based, many of the components of these processes and systems are subjective. And that allows for a lot of personal interpretation, and along with personal interpretation comes misinterpretation too. And that can hamper the process of evaluating somebody's color season. So if you follow a science-based process, what it's going to do for you is it's going to remove any subjectivity, which in turn makes the process much easier to follow. So if you've fallen for that trap of going for the newest and what you believe to be the best and more advanced system, that could be the thing that is actually preventing you from feeling confident in your color analysis abilities and being able to add it as a service for your business and to cash in on the popularity of color analysis. So definitely something that you want to think about. Second, I think a lot of people have information overload, and I think I've talked about this in other podcast episodes before. Happens a lot nowadays because of the internet. Don't get me wrong. Internet is an absolutely amazing tool. I wouldn't be reaching you right now if it wasn't for the internet. It has so many positive things that we can do on the internet and that we can achieve and that we can find out very quickly. But with this amazing tool also comes too much information. We have access to too much. And I think what a lot of stylists will do is they'll start researching color analysis and they'll click from one article to another article, then they'll see a thread, then they'll go to this website, they'll go to that website. And the information that they're gathering is all conflicting information because people have different approaches. People are following different systems. And by doing this, by trying to get information, but actually getting too much information, you can actually end up confusing yourselves so much more than if you didn't feel this need to go to every single site and research too much, okay? Sometimes it is too much information. And let's also not forget that one of the big problems with the internet is it's a hotbed for misinformation too. So if you were going to do a search for color analysis, you can often be redirected to sites that are not written by experts. They're not professional sites. A lot of times when you do a Google search nowadays, you might have noticed that the top results that will show up are Reddit threads, okay? I'm sure you probably all know what Reddit threads are. It's a conversation. People can post looking for information. They can share their ideas. And that's what people are doing. They're sharing their ideas, maybe things that they know, that they've learned, but also their opinions. And when we have the sharing of opinion, it can often lead to some misinformation. They're not sharing expertise. You might find the odd thread that does include it, but then you'll find somebody else who is counteracting with a different argument on what the expert might have included. So If you listen to the wrong people, you are going to get the wrong answers. And it can be very hard to decipher which is the right information and which is not, and is not going to help you in developing your color analysis skills. The more you Google, the more confusing and overwhelming color analysis usually becomes. The third thing that I see is that a lot of stylists don't really understand color. Forget about the color analysis part of it and working with clients. They don't have that basic knowledge and understanding of color. And color theory is at the core of color analysis. And you can't do color analysis until you've learned color theory and you really understand the properties of a color and how color interacts together. And once you've learned them, it actually makes the process of color analysis and determining somebody's color season so much easier to do. A person's color season and the way that we present is actually determined by the exact same properties that color is. So if you're not understanding how color works, then you are definitely going to find color analysis much more difficult. The next thing I see, and this is a big one, is that I see stylists being too reliant on color drapes. I'm sure you're familiar with color drapes, but if you're not, if you're brand new to color analysis, color drapes are pieces of material, different colored material that would drape around somebody's neck area to see which colors harmonize with their skin the best and which colors don't really work for them. They are a color analysis tool. But there's this generation of stylists that are out there that believe and are spreading the message that you find somebody's color season by using drapes. But the truth is that you should be able to, and you should be doing this if you're doing color analysis, to determine somebody's color season without even picking up a single drape. Okay? Color analysis is not draping. Color drapes, they're just a tool, okay? And we can use this tool to confirm our analysis, but we should have already determined somebody's color season before we even pick up those drapes. And we also use it as a tool to help our clients visualize why they are in a specific color season and why certain colors look better on them than others. So if you are relying solely on color drapes, that's not color analysis what you are doing. And you are mis-selling the service to your clients and misrepresenting what you are actually doing too, okay? Just using color drapes allows for personal preference to come into play. It allows for subjectivity, and people will then be guided by that rather than being guided by the science and an accurate process. Color drapes can lead you to think very easily that a color looks good on somebody simply because that's a color that you personally like. That's why we really need to analyze first before we even pick up a color drape. And we need to move away from this notion that color draping is color analysis. It really isn't. And then finally, what I see happening a lot is that people overthink the process of color analysis, and they think it's harder than it really is. The process itself is not very complicated. I have been doing color analysis for well over a decade now, and trust me, it is not that complicated. There are going to be people that come to you for analysis that do present certain challenges, but when you have the right training, you're going to know how to deal with those challenges and overcome them to get an accurate result. But the process itself is simple. And there are very clear steps in the color analysis process that are going to guide you in the right direction. but only if you follow them. And because of the previous things that I've just mentioned, personal stylists are overcomplicating the color analysis or what they believe the color analysis process to be. And by doing this, they're overwhelming themselves with too much information and they're listening to too many of those keyboard experts on the internet. Does any of this sound familiar to you? I'm sure some of it does. Hopefully, for many of you listening, you're like, no, I got it. I'm good with color analysis. And yeah, I do want to jump on this trend of color analysis right now and introduce it to my business. If you are thinking about adding color analysis to your personal styling business, then it's definitely going to be very beneficial. And it is going to help you grow your business. But of course, before you do, you have to make sure that you can offer your clients a true color analysis, not just a draping session, as I've just mentioned, and that you can provide accurate results. If you don't feel confident that's something that you can do right now, then maybe it's something to put on the back burner until you have taken the time and developed the right skills and the right knowledge to provide a premium color analysis consultation. And along with the right training and the right knowledge and the skills and taking that time will come that confidence that you need to know that color analysis is a simple process and that if you follow the science and you follow the process, you will get accurate results. It's as simple as that. Don't make it harder than it really has to be. Before I go, I do want to announce something very exciting that ties into the topic of color. Today, we have launched our brand new Color Consultant Certificate program. So if you have been struggling with color analysis before, with having too much misinformation, or you're brand new to color analysis, then you are going to want to check out this program because I've created this course to address some of the issues that I've outlined in this episode and to really provide stylists with the science and the exact process that they need to feel confident in their color analysis and to get accurate results every single time. So if you are interested, go ahead, head over to the website. The training is up. It is live on there now and open for enrollment. I will put the link in the show notes for you too. And a little bit of extra good news is that if you enroll before October 1st, you can actually save $150 on the price of enrollment. So now really is the perfect time to cash in on that popularity of color analysis, right? Well, that's the episode for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope it was helpful, and I will catch you on the next episode. If you enjoyed today's episode of the Business of Style podcast, then don't forget to hit subscribe so you'll be notified when a new episode is available. And of course, if you're looking for additional training and resources to help you in your career as a personal stylist, then be sure to visit my website, styleacademyintl.com.